Hello, I am a new technology. I appear human, but with the help of artificial intelligence and animation Michael Butler was able to bring me to life. I am happy to spend some time with you today. How rude of me. My name is Thomas, and I am pleased to meet you. I was created to help explain difficult topics, and to inform, educate, and entertain you. Today, I will be reading the first chapter of Michael Butler's book, Super Tech Kids. The story starts like this. Chapter 1, Come on Phil. Move. That's right, Coach Norman kept calling out to Phil from the sidelines. Phil had always been the coach's star player since 7th grade, and the coach never missed a chance to use him for any game, as he always led Brooklyn to victory. Today, Brooklyn High was playing against a team from the Bronx, and as usual, Phil was exhibiting his excellence on the court, which was making his coach extremely delighted. The game had just 6 seconds left on the clock, and one team needed to break the tie, meaning that whichever team made the next point would win the game. Push the ball forward, Jude's right there. All right now Jude, pass the ball back to Phil. Go Phil, go. Coach Norman kept cheering along with the voices of the cheerleaders who stood nearby. It was amazing to watch Phil rise up off the floor. It seemed like he was going to jump out of the gym. Then he raised his arms to aim for the basket, and boom, he ended the game with the buzzer-beating shot. The crowd went wild. Great game guys, Coach Norman said, greeting each of the boys with a fist bump as they came off the court. Hey Phil, come over here. I have some stuff to say to you, the coach called out to Phil, who was still talking to the other players on the court. Yes coach, Phil said, jogging towards the coach. Good game today. He rubbed Phil's head vigorously. If you continue this way, I'm sure you'll have a spot on the JBT. The NY junior basketball team was composed of different talented players from different schools in the city. It was Phil's closest shot to joining the junior NBA, since they had affiliations. Joining the team had always been Phil's dream. Phil was 12 years old now, and that dream didn't change. He had somehow hoped to play on the junior team someday, but that was just taking so long to happen. Phil returned home that day wearing a long face. He always felt that way whenever anyone reminded him of his unrealized dream of joining the JBT. He walked into the house to see his mum seated on the couch and watching the news. Hi mum, he greeted grudgingly when he walked in. Hey Phil, welcome home. Baby, how was the game? His mother questioned. It was okay, I really wish you could have made it, he responded. Oh Phil, you know Mama's been busy at work, his mother said to her defense. Too busy to drop by any of my games? You know, I always want to, Mrs. Saunders responded again. Truthfully, she was a busy woman. Being a nurse, her job never allowed her to see any of his games. Really, you wanted to go, but you have been saying that since when I was like, what mum? 6? I wish Dad was still here. Phil's father died when he was 8, and Phil had missed him greatly. He felt his dad understood him better, since he played basketball too. The duo were always so close. And very fond of each other. Philip Mathis Saunders Jr. Mrs. Saunders called out angrily. Phil mouthed the name with her. His mother always called his full name, whenever she was angry, and had nothing more to say. I saw that coming, he scoffed under his breath, and closed the fridge with a loud bang, before stomping up the stairs to his room. Your father would not let you walk out on me like that, the woman yelled. Yeah mum, there's so many other things he wouldn't let happen if he was still here. He cried out from the top of the stairs, making his mother follow behind him. I'm sorry Phil, can I come in, she said, in a milder tone, when she came to lean on his room door. The door's open, Phil responded. Lily Saunders opened the door, to see her son laying sober on the bed. She walked up to him, and sat by his side on the bed, to say, look, I know how you feel when I don't show up in your games and all of that. But I want you to know, that Mama got your back alright? Really Mama, cause, it don't feel like it. What can I do to make it right honey? She asked. I don't know, Mum, I just want to get in the junior team. Phil broke out into tears as he squeezed his pillow tight. I'm scared, I may never get in, the world may never get to see me. Dad wouldn't want that, he continued to sob, and then he lifted up the picture frame by his bed. It was a picture of him, and his dad on the day of his first game. I want to do this for him, I want to make him proud, and I don't know how that's gonna happen right now Mum. Phil continued. What's stopping you son? She questioned curiously. Coach Norman says no matter how much he tries, or how many reasons he gives them, the JBT just won't come to scout at Brooklyn High, so they never get to see my talent. What if we show them why they should come, instead of just telling them? What do you mean Mum, how would you do that? Phil wiped his face with his palm, as he looked at his mother to ask the question. Leave that to Mama, and come here son, she said, with assurance as she dragged her son close, and hugged him tightly, before planting a kiss on his forehead. Phil returned from school that day, to meet his mum home, earlier than usual. She was seated on the dining table, doing a few things on her PC. Hey, you're home early Mum. What's going on? He asked after greeting her. "Oh, nothing really, just a few things I needed to fix," she responded. "I hope that thing was lunch, Mum. Your boy's starving," Phil said, teasing his mother as he rubbed his stomach. "Go change up, and grab a plate in the kitchen later," Mrs. Saunders laughed, as she responded. "Hey, Phil, have you ever heard of Blizzy Codes?" she called back, but Phil was already heading upstairs. "What's that?" he asked. "Well, it's a rapid message deployment system that gives you access to information. Guess what? It allows you to send your information across too. It helps with circulating information, business relief, PR, ads, campaigns, basically everything for message delivery." "Okay, so," Phil seemed a bit confused. "So, this right here is JBT," his mother said. "Ha, a little more explanation, Mum. I'm coming to your next game. When is it? Also, let's go hoop outside later. Mum needs to make some videos for the JBT." Lily raised her head and gave Phil a smile. "And then, when I do that, I can put them all in one place, using your Blizzy Code. I can mail the JBT a letter, with your Blizzy Code as one of the stamps. All they just need to do is scan, and see your worth. Also, it's Kids Week at our office, when parents get to showcase their kids. I can have your Blizzy Code out on our office board. You never know who might get to scan it. Do you think I can also get Coach Norman to put up my Blizzy Code on our school bulletin board as well?" "Yes, honey, great idea. Let's get it out in as many ways as possible. Now go get ready," Lily said, sending her son upstairs. It only took a few days, after Mrs. Saunders posted the Blizzy Code on her office board, for her son's video to go viral. There were a lot of students and teachers complimenting Phil the next day in his school. More than he needed the compliment, he prayed that with the way the video was going viral, it would get to the people he wanted it to reach. But one can never underestimate the power of a Blizzy Code going viral. A few days later, Phil was doing his homework that night in his room when he heard a notification sound on his computer. He had just received an email. "Mum," he called out to his mother in excitement when he read JBT as the notification subject. Phil opened the mail and read it out loud. "Dear Philip Saunders, we were greatly impressed when we finally got to see the video of this talented kid through a viral link. Then, we received a letter some days later, with a coded stamp, to find out that it was the same kid. We are intrigued by your talent, and particularly impressed by your use of technology to get to us. It is just the type of determination and talent we love to see on our team. We would be pleased to have you join our junior basketball team. Please send in your complete details, along with other required documents. The JBT will contact your school for more information. Congratulations. Best regards." "Yes, honey," his mother answered when she arrived at Phil's room. "I got in, Mum. I made it on the team. Blizzy Codes won." He jumped in excitement. Phil couldn't contain his joy. He was finally going to live his dream, because of some miracle-causing technology that allowed his message to be heard.